Hi guys, I'm Tasha, the Executive Director of the Clay County Fair, here to talk to you about the upcoming fair in a few days. We open on Thursday, April 3rd. Opening ceremonies will begin at 1:45, so come on out and join us. It's a good time. Gates open at 2 p.m. We have $5 gate admission and $15 ride armbands. And then we run through April 3rd. Any information you want to know, just hop on our website, www.claycountyfair.org. Make sure you're .org, not .com, because it will take you to Iowa. So with that, I'll introduce you to Andy Degler. He's the owner of our ride company.
Hi, I'm Andy Degler. I'm CEO of Degler Attractions. As you can see, we're getting ready for the Clay County Fair this year. We're excited to be here. We have some new rides that haven't been here before. We're also introducing a new upgrade to the armband called the Fast Pass. It is a way that riders who really want to ride a lot of rides can get in and cut some of the lines and get on as many rides as they can. They can take advantage of it when the lines are long, and it'll help them enjoy themselves that much more. The Fast Pass the upgrade of the Fast Pass is $15 on weekdays and $20 on weekends. We have a little bit of a new layout, and we hope that everybody enjoys themselves and are safe and bring their families out to enjoy everything that the Midway has to offer. Thank you, guys.
What are the new rides before you go?
We have one ride called the Rock and Roll. It's a big Himalaya. We have a new swing ride called the Lolly Swing, and we have a kiddie ride called the Pirate's Revenge. It's like a miniature pirate ship. If you don't want to get on the big pirate ship, the little guys and little girls can get on the little miniature Pirate's Revenge.
Where did you find those rides? What about this here?
Well, you know, we're always shopping for new equipment. We go to multiple trade shows throughout the year and look what's out there, look what's new. These seem to be rides that people enjoy. They don't go upside down. For those of you who don't like to be inverted, you don't have to worry about it. You can ride these without worrying about that. I still would recommend not eating a big funnel cake before you get on one. But they're exciting, they're new, and I think everybody will enjoy them.
Can you briefly touch on the safety of each of these rides, inspections, and all that goes into this?
Sure. Right now we're setting up. We're setting all the equipment up. For the 3 days prior to the event opening, the Florida Department of Agriculture sends out multiple ride inspectors that come out. They inspect each piece of equipment. Each piece of equipment has to pass the state ride inspection before they can open. Also, before we open every day, we have individual ride inspections that are done on each piece of equipment before we open that day to ensure that everything's good, the rides are operating as they're supposed to. Good. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kayla Futch. I'm a planner with Clay County Emergency Management. I'm just briefly going to go over some of the weather. I'm just here to remind you that as you get closer to the fair, make sure that you're checking day before, morning of, before you come into the fair. We're going to have some high heat days, and if we get any rain and severe weather, also make sure that you're taking adequate coverage for that. Make sure that you're wearing sunscreen, hat, appropriate shoes, and everything while you're out here, and we look forward to having a fun and safe fair and seeing you all here.
Good afternoon, I'm Sheriff Michelle Cook. You know, the Clay County Fair it's Clay County's Super Bowl. It is the busiest 11 days in the county. It is the fair is the one event that draws the most people in. So we take the safety and security of the fair extremely seriously. We start planning for this. We start holding meetings back in January. We've actually set up an incident management team, and the team has been meeting since January to talk about things such as site setup, security, traffic, parking, weather conditions, contingency planning, all of that. So this is a very well-planned event, and I'm confident that it is going to be a successful event. I'm going to hit on a few things that are law enforcement related. First of all, we are going to have traffic. Expect traffic delays, expect heavy traffic between the 3rd and the 13th of April. If you have to pass through State Road 16 to go around the fairgrounds, we suggest that you find an alternate route. If you're coming to the fair during peak times, expect delays. We are doing our best to get people in here and get them parked The reality is that we are bringing over that 11 days approximately 170,000 people into this fairgrounds using a 2-lane road. So expect traffic. We will be messaging about traffic constantly and constantly updating the traffic and parking conditions. So please pay attention to the socials, and I'll talk about that here in just a minute. We're going to have a full contingent of deputies and police explorers helping with parking. At our peak time, we'll have about 30 people in the parking lots. Those that are helping include our police explorers. They are teenagers. They are out here under the direction of our deputies and our supervisors. Please be patient with them, and if you have any frustrations, ask to speak to a supervisor. Remember, these are kids that are out here volunteering our time, and we want to make sure that we keep them safe. You're going to be directed where to park. Please follow those instructions. If people follow the instructions, you'll get to your destination more quickly, and you can get in and enjoy the fair more quickly. Speaking of safety, we are going to have anywhere from a dozen to over 25 deputies, uniformed deputies, working the event each day, depending on peak days, peak hours, and the entertainment. You will see a lot of uniformed personnel. We are here to assist you if you have any challenges while you're inside the fair. In addition to the uniformed personnel, we will have undercover deputies as well, just keeping an extra eye on things to make sure things stay safe. We encourage everybody, if you see something, say something. If you see something that is suspicious or concerns you, please notify a uniformed deputy or a fire rescue person immediately so that we can address the issue. And finally, before you head out, make sure you download the Safer Watch app. I know we had a glitch with our Safer Watch app a couple of weeks ago. We've relaunched it since then. We've had no issues. And the Safer Watch app will be the primary tool that law enforcement is using to push out messages regarding traffic, delays, and any safety concerns. With the Safer Watch app, if you see something in the fairgrounds or in the parking lot or on the way to the fairgrounds that looks suspicious, you can take a picture or video and send it to us via the app. So I strongly encourage all of you to download Safer Watch. Again, let me remind you, this is the busiest 11 days in our county. Peak times are going to be extremely busy. I encourage everybody who wants to come to the fair to please come, but consider coming at off-peak times. And again, check the socials. You'll check the Clay County Safer Watch app. You could check the Clay County Sheriff's Office page, the county page, and then Tasha and her team will be doing a lot of communicating on the fair page. So we're going to be pushing out a lot of messaging. If you pay attention to the messaging, pay attention to the weather, pack your patience, I assure you that you will get in here quickly and you and your family will thoroughly enjoy the fair. Any questions for me?
Touch more on protocols on traffic.
So we, again, over the 11 days, we expect 150 to 170,000 people to come to the Clay County Fair. All of those people are coming in cars. And during peak times, which will be your weekends, and then right before concerts, there's going to be heavier traffic. So leave yourself plenty of time to get here. If you can avoid this area, if you don't have to come to the fairgrounds and you want to avoid the area, please consider an alternate route. And just understand that we're going to have deputies and message boards stationed all the way from Green Cove Springs to Penny Farms, directing people on traffic issues. But there's going to be traffic. You just can't put that many cars on these roads and not expect traffic delays.
What does it look like when you're coming in and leaving? Because I know if you're not from this area and maybe you're taking a detour or trying to follow where the deputies are going, how do you know where you're going and what that looks like?
There will be plenty of deputies and message boards in place. We start messaging right after you get out of the Green Cove city limits. You'll start seeing message boards and deputies lining the road. So it'll be very clear if you're trying to get in here which way to go.
I'm somewhat new to the area. I got here in June, but I did come to the Strawberry Festival, which was awesome. But is that the kind of traffic we're going to see, or is it going to be moving at a different pace?
So let me just say this. The Strawberry Festival is not the fair.
Right.
The Strawberry Festival is its own event that is held on these grounds. The Strawberry Festival got away from us. And let me say this, and I've had some great conversations with the promoter. He did the proper paperwork to basically rent this venue. But what got away from us was the fact that it was great weather, first big event of the spring season, and unexpected attendance. I mean, the attendance just, was up 50% over previous years. And in fact, we have agreed that starting in January, we're going to start planning for the Strawberry Festival similar how we do the fair because of the local impact. We had -1 incident last year with a crash. I think the peak wait for vehicles in line to get into the fair was less than an hour. So that is our goal, is to 45 minutes even at peak times to get in here. But again, these roads and this parking lot have a capacity, and once it reaches that capacity, there is nothing we can do about it. And we will be messaging once our parking lots and our capacity gets to be about 50%. We're going to start messaging that, because you need to take that into consideration of whether or not you're coming to the fair, or whether or not you have time to wait in line for an hour in traffic. And so, make sure you're downloading the Safer Watch app. Make sure that you're paying attention to our socials, because we will do constant messaging about fair capacity.
How contingent is it then on you to be listening to what the deputies are telling you, rather than trying to pull a U-turn somewhere where you find it just might be backed up?
And that's a great question. If you're in line, unless there's an emergency, stay in line, because what happens is the roads, especially on Springbank, the roads are narrow, and there's ditches and culverts on each side. And if you attempt to do some sort of try to turn around, there's a good chance you're going to go off the road into a ditch, and that just causes more delay. So just hang tight. If you're having any sort of emergency in your vehicle, you can call 911 and pull over to the side of the road and turn on your flashers and let us know, and we will get to you. But short of some sort of emergency, just the best thing to do is to wait it out, stay in line, and we're going to keep the traffic moving.
Gotcha. And moving to the front door, when you're getting in there, what do you expect before you walk in, as far as like searching and making sure everybody's safe right there?
I know that in addition to the deputies that are going to be here, there's going to be security. We are a very pro Second Amendment state, and we're not patting people down. What we're asking people to do though is be smart. Be smart about what you're bringing to the fair. Understand that if you get on a ride, anything that you're carrying, whatever that is, could fall out. So you need to be smart. We encourage people, to leave anything that could fly off or fly loose in their vehicles.
And there's no parking on 16 on the side of the road.
There is absolutely no parking on 16 on the side of the road. Anybody who parks on 16 and tries to walk in, we will tow their cars.
So that's what I wanted to ask next. So there will not be additional parking anywhere else?
No, ma'am, there is no additional parking anywhere else. Again, what we have found is when the parking lot has reached capacity, the fair footprint has reached capacity. So even if we had parking, if we had 1,000 spaces somewhere else and somehow got those people here, this footprint would be too full. It would be over capacity and potentially unsafe. Am I missing anything?
Touch on why we don't have trams. We get that a lot.
Yeah. So the question that Tasha brought up, and we do get asked, is why don't you use trams? Again, part of our ability to monitor capacity within the footprint, within the grounds of the fairgrounds, is the vehicles that are in the parking lot. So again, what we have seen throughout the years is if the parking lot's 50% full, the capacity of the fair is about 50%, and vice versa. Adding trams, off-site trams where people park, is not going to help, because those people on the tram are going to have to still sit in traffic, and we may end up with too many people on the inside and not enough room for everybody if we start busing people in. So, whether it's trams or, alternate traffic routes, I promise you that those are the conversations that are constantly occurring in our community, with our county government, with our Florida Clay Emergency Management, the fire department, the sheriff's office. We're constantly talking about that with our fair director, Tasha. And right now, this is the best that there is.
Are you expecting more people this year?
I hope so. But I would say, I would encourage people to carpool. I mean, honestly, that is, if you can carpool a little bit, that would help. But right now, the weather forecast is looking great for those days, and we expect large crowds.
And we will have a designated lane for Uber.
Yes.
Parent drop-off.
Yeah, and we will. Thank you, Kayla. There will be designated lanes for parent drop-off. So again, just pay attention to the signage when you come in. Parents will be able to drop off their kids and pick them up. We will have signs up and tells people which way to go.
You had a major do and don't. What would they be?
For fair goers, major do. The major do would be check the status of the fairgrounds before I head this way. Leave in plenty of time to get there by the time that I want to get there, and leave anything that I could drop or leave behind in my car. Major don't is leave 15 minutes before your concert starts and thinking that you're going to get there in time. All right. We appreciate you guys coming out here.
Thank you guys.
Yep.